Well, welcome to the show. Oh, I must have bumped the camera. Oh, boy. Let's see if I can get it lined up. Hopefully it's not too crooked. Oh, I'm going to have issues tonight, aren't I? Okay, that's a lot better. The light's not... Wait for that camera to adjust, I suppose. I am not sure what's going on here with my one camera. It's making me so huge. Very huge. And I'm not sure why. Just kidding. We'll get there. I don't know. Wonderful, wonderful people. Thank you. Yes, it's my birthday. It's my birthday. Yeah, I look a little ragged because I have been working and working. And I'm like, oh my God, I got a show to do. So I go racing through the house. Hey, at least I look somewhat put together. Oh, and then somebody stopped by my house and gave me some yummies and got me a present. And then it was supposed to be a necklace, and then all of a sudden it just kept talking to me. Like, what are you talking about? And then all of a sudden it's like, but I want to be a pendulum. And I thought, of course you do. Oh, don't tell me where did it go. Oh, here it is right in front of me. So this is the necklace, but it wanted an angel on it, and it wanted to be a Penji. So, I was excited. And this is the same woman that gave me this gorgeous one last year. So, I transformed that into a pendulum too. So, it's exciting to see what happens. What is going on with this light? It's like blind me with the light. There, let's change it a little bit so it's not so... Hello, everybody. Look at that. Yes, I'll take those birthday wishes. So somebody gave me a thumbs down on YouTube only because they go, what's the definition of ego? And if they would have got on earlier, they would have got an earful about what is ego. And they're mad because I was doing a reading and didn't give them pay attention to them. And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. So, you know, win some, you lose some. And then wonderful Pilly, she stood up and says, hey, this is what she's doing. And I think they got off at that point, but that's okay. You know, so if you get on YouTube, you know, look it up, give me a thumbs up, give me some feedback, help boost it a little bit. That'd be great. Ooh, did you see that feather? I had a bird on my shoulder earlier. I just saw a feather. So the angels are here. Woo. Catching my breath. This camera zone is like huge, but I can't stop it now. So, okay. So remember, just, I love going through all these. Thank you. I was put together, Amy. I mean, literally 2 seconds ago. So I didn't even get to write on top about anything about my hashtag or nothing. I was racing through the house, but I was enjoying my day. So that's, you know, it's like, what are you going to do? Well, my husband's at work. And I just, I made pendulums. I mean, I found this piece in, you know, people throw away stuff. And so I went and found this cabinet and, you know, and I've had it for months. And all of a sudden the spirit says, look inside, look inside. So I look inside. I had to get down on my knees and I looked in the back and I found a bunch of little stones. But one of the stones I found was, let me see if I can get my hands on it. Turn it around. No, that's the wrong side. There you go. It's got a, you can't see it. Reminds me of a lapidorite. It's kind of like a shimmer to it. Well, anyways, I flipped it around because it was upside down, and then I turned it into a pendulum. It has a wire in there to hold the seeds. So I love pendulums. And back in the States, people would just buy me little pendulums here and there. And then I had so many beautiful different ones. And I collect those in flashlights, or as you guys call in Australia, torches. but I found my favorite. It's just a battery, a 9-volt. I don't have it in here. And on top of it is this little tiny LED light. That's like my favorite. I've got them in my purse. I've got them in my pockets. I've got them in my car. And I've got them in every room of the house. Because when you live in Michigan, you're always running out of electricity, so you have to have a flashlight, lights go out and there's no reason to freak out. You're just like, okay, how many steps am I away from the door? Yeah. So now it's like, no, you just always have a flashlight handy. You're like, yeah, that's dark. There, light, candles, cake, done. So I still don't understand what all this really faded out on this one. But anyway, catching my breath. What do we want to talk about? Remember, we get to 1 minute read, speed reading, but that's at the Let Spirit Speak. And then if there's paid, I should turn this on. And if there's any paid readings, that comes first because these people are honoring me, the best they can. And just remember that. I was able to give cards to those that. Oh my goodness, Michigan don't have power right now. Well, I'm not surprised. Cards out. So I was so happy when they didn't block me. The issue was that Facebook for some reason says, "Oh, that's an illegal action," is to I guess invite people, like people. I don't know. So I carefully gave everybody a card and that shared and and then liked or loved it up there, and so they didn't cancel that yet. Yay! Still trying to figure out this. I don't have a phone, so I have this iPad. But every time I try to get on it to get onto Instagram, I'm sideways or I'm stretched out, or I'm like, what the heck? And I can't get Instagram to work on any of my laptop or my PC. I don't know. I feel like I want to get on there and do something, but I can't really do that. Ah. Oh, good. Darlene. Yeah, a Michigan lady. Yes. So never know who's up in the morning. So what time is it there? Because it's 9 p.m. in South Australia time. And so now I'm just curious, so Michigan is what, 7:30? That's Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you're from, I'd like to know. And then say where you're from, the state or country or whatever, and then put down the time. Ooh, good. Somebody says 7:30. Yes, it is. And that way, I can look and learn about it. Again, $6 or $7 for 6 minutes, $11 for 11 minutes. I don't think there's any way I can put that up there or not. Let's see. So let's see, PayPal, and you go to your own PayPal, you would put in bpower.mw@dr.com. $7 for 6 minutes. See, I would have had all this done, but no, Brenda. I was too busy. My Fitbit stopped. Okay, it died. Me and Fitbit lately, if I wear it on this wrist, it'll die like immediately. So I wear it on this wrist, it hasn't died. But what I did notice is that it's 15 minutes slow. So I'm running around going, I got 15 minutes left. My husband says, no, you got to go. I'm looking, no! So anyway, free reads. And, and some people have questions. That's fine. You can ask questions, and that's good. And put 1 minute. And also, if you guys want to, here's the thing. 1 minute speed read. Okay, 1 minute. Again, if you're friends with me, you have an issue. That's the only way. That's my stipulation. Is if you have an issue, you can call me through Messenger live on the show. And the first person that ends up doing it gets a 5-minute free read. So just think about that. Like I said, I used to do an online radio show, and we'd have people call in all the time, and that was fun. That was actually quite fun. I miss those days. My friend Steve, has told me about another format, which I could do some podcast. The only thing I don't like about podcasts is I can't really communicate with the audience. It's so hard to talk to yourself. You'd think it would be easy. You think it would be easy, but it really isn't. And then I laugh so hard. And anyway, let's see. I have, you know what I was going to try to do? For some reason, my iPad has been screwing up. Maybe that's probably why I can't do Instagram. Spirit is just, I don't know if they put, I don't know if this is elevator music because you're not getting really any education yet. I think because what they're trying to do is to get me to do this and do that. And I'm like, okay, I can. Give me a second. But to be able to talk and walk or chew gum and whatever you want to call it, trying my best. All right, let's see what happens. Gotta be careful I don't hit that twice or it ends the video. I love going through and watching and reading and everything I can. And some of them, I get to re-listen to the things that Spirit says to you. Sometimes I don't get to remember them. So 6:30 Minnesota. Ooh, yeah. Okay, and oh yeah, don't forget my hashtag. That's the very good thing too. I still don't know why, but we'll get there. Ooh, New Zealand. Yay! You know all these people. Canada. Yeah. All right, so I will put, I don't know why there's somebody around me going, duh, that's not me. So I'm trying to figure what that is. It sounds like a little teenage. It sounds like a teenager, a sarcastic little boy. I mean, well, he's not little. Sorry. But anyways, there's a teenage boy around me that if someone has passed, somebody has lost a teenage son, he's happy and healthy and annoying the crap out of me right now. So just to let you know. So I don't know. That's not how we do things. Do you want me to put you in timeout? You go sit in the back where you belong. Just for those that are new, behind me is your loved ones, and to the right is angels, and to the left is animals and things like that. And sometimes they just come up and sit on my lap where they have to. They've been really good not touching my computers. Thank you. Jennifer, would you write challenge of the day for everyone watching? Grab a paid reading for your birthday. Oh, as a way as a present. Oh, that's adorable. I think writing it on there is not going to work. You have to put it up here because no one can see you over there. Hey, Dawn. So, do I know how he passed? He's like, I'm being good. I'm not talking. But somehow I keep hearing like a motorbike crossing because all of a sudden it just made a motorbike sound. First I thought it was a bike 10 speed, but no, I don't think it's Kyler. This boy, let me ask, how old are you, dear? Oh, I was close. I said 15. He says 16. He says he's 16. Is that what you would be today? No, that's when you passed. Okay, good to know. The looks. Now, here's the thing. When they come to me, I don't hear correct names. That's not how I was taught. And as far as looks, they're going to show up to me the way they want to show up. So sometimes they have to give me characteristics. And stuff like that in order to get that across, because I was taught in as far as emotions go. He felt like a daredevil, that he could do it all, which, but he says, once you cross over, he says, it's your time to go. I mean, and he says, the toughest part is watching how people are so human. He says, when I hit that black point, what he means by black point, from what I've learned, is like, it's like you're about ready to go through the worst thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, and it's a black point. And then it's like you can't really feel the mental and emotional body, but you're fully aware that something's not. It's like you're in a corridor, and then you begin to notice things, which is you in you're out of your body to some degree. And he says, and then watching the pain. And he says, and then he says, I didn't go right away. He says, I was watching, and somebody else got in an accident, and he happened to see that. And the person, he says, I watched how they jumped out of their body, and they were still in their emotion and mental state. And they didn't go to the black point. And they're searching, and they can't figure out how to get anybody's attention. And it's just, he says, it's just like, mind you, the movies where people walk right through you. He says, and you get to decide how you want to take that first point before you jump. He says, but for me, it was like I was in this black point. I knew it was happening, but I didn't have the emotional or mental body, because it's like mine burned up rapidly. And it's not the physical body that burns, it's the part of the door. And he got to... Again, he hadn't left yet. So this is where you'd say he was like earthbound, but he hadn't left yet. But he says it was weird because I didn't have that connection, and I knew I wasn't really supposed to be there. But he's watching. And he doesn't understand time, so he says, I don't know how long I was. He says, but it's really fascinating to watch. He says he was at the hospital at one point, and he watched many different scenarios play out. People that have been stuck, and he says, but he part of him knew, I think it's because you don't have that emotional body, part of him knew that he was just waiting until the lesson learned. You had a lesson? Somebody else did. Oh, well, that's interesting to hear. He says, people walk around, you have a lot of filters. Oh, wow. It's 17, 17, 17. That's hilarious. Yeah, I know. I do bling things. You just pay attention. He says, you don't quite feel normal, but you don't quite feel dead. You don't feel really anything. And then he says, and then it was like all of a sudden the light appeared. And this rush of tingling, see-through vibration happened, and it was like the first time he took a breath. I mean, that's what it felt like. He felt the vibration change so beautifully, and he says, I was nothing, but I was everything. Now, from what he's telling me, he says, the place over here is just like home, except for the fact is it just vibrates differently. Who'd you meet? Grandma, my dad's side. He got to meet some of his pets. He said there was one dog he really didn't like, but he's like, yeah, I didn't really like it anyway. He says, but yeah, now he's cute. Now he's giving me a headache. I think that headache has a lot to do with, they tried saving him. He just showed me that he had a scar. Where? I guess it peeled back, and then there was some damage, and so then there was blood on the brain. He says, I was a mess. He says, I think I cracked C4. Wow, you must have really he said there was something on the ground. I don't see, again, I feel like a motorbike, but I don't see a helmet, so I don't know exactly which one that is. But he said, he showed me a metal bar, so I don't know if that's on the bike or if that was. It was a sport he was not used to doing because he liked skateboarding at first or something like that. He's really chatty. My goodness. Yes, Pilly, it's my birthday, and somebody from the other side is hanging out. Somebody on the other side is hanging out. He's a teenager. So, wait, did you just show me something? He says there's a 23-year-old, he says man, he calls him a man boy. Hey, Jennifer, I think that says Kyle. How old was Kyle? Because he's showing me a man boy. He says he had to do a lot of growing up. He just hadn't. The way they talk, all things good. All things good. 23. Yeah, so I think that's Kyle. They're joking. He says, yeah, we formed a club, the Neck Broken Club. He said, and then the joke is, it's like in Harry Potter, I can't remember which one it was, when the headless Nick. Huh, that's funny. Well, we have a lot of people that are just watching. Again, they like to sit there, and it's like they get to see you, even though it's not like the video camera is not on there. For some reason, they know you're thinking of them, and a lot of you have come here so that you can be reunited to some degree. Now, pretty much all of them will always say that they love you. The common thing is that they wish that they could have given, like they wish, like this. I don't know who this person is. They like, they're all talking. You have to agree, and you can only do a shoot because I can't. Some people are so fear of being alone after people die because the fear. I have a lot of teenagers. They're over here. I mean, well, teenagers. Sorry. Okay, young adults over here. See, if my camera wasn't so squished, you could see where I'm pointing. There's a lot of male over here. It's like somebody says they're eating a potato. Why are you eating a potato? Is that your way of saying that you were vegan? Oh. He liked potatoes. So this person liked potatoes. Now they're all trying to talk at once again. Slow down. I can't hear you. Maybe talk through the one that I can hear. That would be good. They shoot out bunches of love, but they look at you and they know that you're suffering. And they want you to understand it's not when they sign their soul contracts, okay? When you sign the soul contracts, the amazing part of this is simple. We already know who we're going to be as far as the choices that we make, the many different choices. We come in a theme like to work on. We already know the parents, where we're going to live, how many siblings are going to be there. We know how we're going to die. We have choices. Sometimes there's a group back here that's all died at once, and it says, well, we're here to make a statement. And they want to help with raising the group consciousness, and so they will make a statement, and it sounds like they will die horrifically. Okay, some of them needed to experience a different form of dying, because they haven't yet. But the state is you basically awake. This body is really nothing. You're spirit. You're just spirit. And you basically are falling asleep and coming into this body and living out a particular dream state that you wrote. And then when you die, there's a part of you that just vibrates in a different way. But the body is just an illusion, fades away. And the way it fades away is through egotistically. We see it die, decay, decrepit, horrific things. But that's because we chose to live in an emotional and mental body. I feel like this boy is really wise. I am, he said. Oh, really? Does anybody here, where is this, what we're going to do? So Kyle has really done a statement. That's good. Anybody here that's here for Mary? Yes. Well, she's been waiting a while to hear from you. Oh, you can't use my voice. You have to come through differently. You know, this is a show. I don't think they really, I can't do sign language, so you're going to have to. Now, it's interesting because he's come up to be very quiet. He's coming up to me very quiet, and he says, you have nothing to feel guilty about. Okay, I kind of need my voice back. Did he have breathing issues or communication issues right there, like a trach or He says, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. Oh, and you're going to tell me? Okay. He says, and the reason that you were supposed to go through it is because you needed to go through, well, are you talking about 3 things there? Apparently you traveled with this soul many times, and you both take turns with anxiety, loss, and you were both supposed the similarity that you guys had in common. Why are you taking my eyesight away? Like, how am I supposed to see this? Low self-esteem. Well, now you're just going to have to tell me because I can't see it. He says, and the biggest thing is to get over the hystericalness. He says, and it's the world's biggest shock. And with the hystericalness, it stops you from living. He says, okay, so why? Oh, you're giving me one hell of a headache. He says the biggest thing that he says group conscious wise when it comes to people that lose loved ones is knowing how attached you are, not because you love them, but how attached you are to have an identity. He says, and the best part is to learn that you're not ego, but spirit. Now the other kid's talking for him. I smell popcorn. Who's eating popcorn back there? Butter flavored popcorn. Oh my God, he loves caramel. It's that salty, sweet and salty taste. Oh, geez. That is yummy. Oh, he was on life support. Oh my goodness. Now? Oh, okay. When you're human and you lose somebody, you can't help but get into that mental and that emotional pictures of the loss and the feeling and the loss and the feeling and the loss and the feeling. And because we have that ability to think and use our will, it's hard for us to accept it. Okay, but we did accept it, and then we have our beliefs around it, and then we build up stories around it, and then we hold on to the pain because we're afraid that we're never going to talk to them again. And then we go into giving our willpower away, and then all of a sudden it becomes this vicious cycle of not being able to wake up. He says pretty much every human does that has great amount of love. He says, but he says, you're the one that's in the dream state. We're the one that are awake. And so he says, you're never alone. We're there to help you. But the pain, because your willpower, the pain is not allowing us to communicate. And he says, apparently when the Lion Gate comes in on August 8th, it's going to take a lift, do another great big lift. And he says, and some of you, not all of you, but some of you are going to be able to start seeing that frequency on a physical stance. A few, but you're going to see us as glimmers or shimmers. Would you shimmers or glimmers? Either way. Before we were more like shadows, he says, and now we're like sparkles of lights. But it's like he says, when you look up and at nighttime and you see all the stars and the way they shimmer or glitter, it shimmers. He says, it's a different thing that's coming. And he keeps pointing out that anything, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. And again, he's pointing out that we were supposed to go through a certain amount of pain and suffering. He says, but you're done in the involution. He says, and the point of why you're, I guess, coming to us, or me and us, is because you're supposed to take that next step of evolution, and that is to understand that you can stop the insanity by allowing yourself to heal the pain. And it's basically, the pain is the emotions, and that's what I talked about yesterday. He just says, so the kid that's talking for the group, he said that's, oh, yeah, you're right. It is 3:30 or 3:30. It's 3:33, but that's how long the show is then. But boy, I'll tell you, the headaches and the digestive issues. Somebody needs not to stand so close. You're going to take me out if you do that. Just, you're going to, whoever you, I can't see you. I certainly can feel you though. You are, yes. You are broadcasting the frequencies. I can feel that. So when you look at the room, okay. Can I have my eyesight back? Because I cannot see. What the hell? Oh, I can't get a name. I guess I said I'm very terrible at that. I can feel certain things and intensity. Oh, my head. Again, it's taken my eyesight away. I don't know. I don't think it's related to these ones. I think it's related to somebody else. I don't know what makes them think they can cross my line today. Oh, staring at the night sky. Wow. Okay. And then there's a lot of reasons he pointed out certain things. Interesting. Yeah. That's why he started to talk about that. Oh, geez, mothers. Okay. You have to bear with me because this pain is intensifying and I have got to understand what is it and who is it. Just tell me. I'm understanding people have unclear thoughts. Okay, I don't know who that is. The clearer your understanding, I'm not. Okay, no, wait. Is it you? These both? No, you're somebody else. Oh, okay. The one that's coming through is clearly not a man. Then are you female? Transgender? Any of the no. Alien? No. Are you out on the earth? Galactic? Subterranean? Oh, subterranean. Subterranean? Really? And you're in love with somebody. Is that possible, Jennifer? You're in love with somebody. Did you make it up here at all ever? You did. But you took back to your old form. No. I can't see what you look like. You'd scare me because you're that ugly. Okay. Please, let's not go there then. Are you serious? Yes. So, yes, Jennifer. I think this is for you. I have no idea why it is messing with my head as much. And I think what it's trying to do is communicate, because I have so many barriers, and so it has to go through all of these filters. Shame is not their thing, because I can't call it a he. Blasphemy? Somebody's been talking bad about me, bad about talking bad about subterranean people. I don't know much about them, Jennifer. You do, but I don't. He says we have societies down here, believe it or not. We're not just all cave mammal. I don't know what that is. Never seen the light of day critters. Okay. Tell them to sit with it. Okay. Well, that was a new experience I've never had. Well, I'll tell you, they're all. Whew, I mean, okay, so did somebody have a, like you said, a stent and all that? Did you have something right in here? God, it feels like, so you didn't have epileptics. Like I said, they're all trying to talk. And I think they found out a way to get in is to talk through me through physical pain. I don't want it. This is why I put up a lot of barriers, people. Yeah, it is my birthday. Leave me alone. Unless you got a present for me. Oh. Okay, people. Okay. I'm going to just double check to make sure, because like I said, my iPad doesn't work. Anybody that wants to call in to get their 5-minute free read, you go ahead and do so. This is the time. I'll double check. Ooh, so I did get, oh, Jennifer. So you want a reading for that, dear? I didn't even realize it was there. I just got it. Is that for a reading? Yep. Okay. So do you want to be first up? Yes. Okay. Let's see. That's very generous. The top I can go is only 11 minutes. Is that all right? I'll have to give you different timing later. My voice is going now. Leave me alone just for now. Now, did you want to call? Oh, look at you sing to me. Did you want to call or did you want me to just do a regular read like this? Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Oh, well, I'll take that. It's a wonderful gift. She gave me a generous gift. That was wonderful. Okay, so whatever you want. It's up to you, sweetheart. I love your voice, but at the same time, I can do this. Okay, what we're going to do. I'll call when I have to get off. No, don't worry. That's fine. You don't have to call. Are you worried? He says you're worried. You feel like you got deficiency in your abilities. I think you're putting yourself on the spot more. Like, I know I'm not that good talking to the dead. Those that do come through can really communicate. I have a lot more to develop, but at least I'm doing my best to let it through. So I think you're putting a lot of pressure onto you. It's like they're saying, "Oh, now you got to walk your talk," but you're worried. You're worried you're gonna say the wrong thing. No, you're worried what? Well, wait a minute. What does this mean? You're worried. You can't be you fully. It went in front of all the people. Those people, they don't understand you fully. So you haven't been able to communicate with the parents, the son that died, because they don't quite. Have you tried doing a reading for them? That'd be my curiosity. Oh, so there's anxiety. You can feel that they're not ready for it. Who's not ready? The husband? Somebody's not ready for it, and you want so much to open your mouth and say something. Okay, but you haven't been able to do it as much as you want to because, wow, your mother just appeared to me too. I don't understand why your mom had just appeared. I mean, her mom's alive. Well, that's odd. Is Julie involved? No. Your mother is feeling something on a deep level. When did this happen? When she was 4 years old. So this is your reading. But they're saying that they want to tell you that your mother, around 4 years old, she felt something so deep. Well, what is it? Very much discouraged that she could ever be herself. And so then all of a sudden so she stops herself from approaching to be herself. How do I say that? She put a self-imposed limitation. And so then as she's about ready to seem like she knows what she's doing, then she acts really dumb. Oh, that's not nice to say. But do you get what I mean? Oh, good. You do understand. And they said that she felt something so deep that said that she couldn't be herself. Well, was it a negative emotion? Was it an experience? What? Where are you going? The part she had to play in her family. Oh, so it's because so that she could never be herself, she always had to be the adult. She always had to be the parent. as she really doesn't know how to ever be herself. And so when she tries to become herself, she goes back into the old role of being the adult, because there's a part of her that's afraid if she did, is she afraid of it? Afraid of it, she did become this, who she really is, then worry would come setting in. Why? Because it's an auto response that it's going to be taken away from her. I guess when she attempted, when she was younger, to be herself, somebody would always pull her back and say, no, you can't be that. You have to be what we tell you to be. So she has this knee-jerk reaction that she's afraid that somebody's going to come along and take it away from her. So then she gets into this nasty negative state of thinking to talk herself out of going there and to come back to, and she can't help but to see something negative. She sees a negative slant, but yet she gets abuse from one of the, I hate to say that, some family member. But that family member is showing up in her world as who? That's odd. So you're saying that she this person that's being mean is showing up like some type of relative that's not excuse me, that's not really the mom or the dad. So somebody had stepped up and was been mean. Oh, how interesting is that? So she becomes very self-conscious about right and wrong. And she gives this eye. I mean, like they're showing me that she gives this eye, like you're not doing the right thing. And somehow she's cycling back through this particular memory. It's an active one, so her body's consciousness is bringing it up. Thank you. So she says she doesn't really want to let this go, even though EFT would be really beneficial to her. What about her daughter? She feels when she gets panicked, when your daughter gets panicked, you have always saved the day. They say it's beautiful, but she has to learn coping tools. And so if you ever died, she wouldn't really have any coping tools. She has a left brain negative state of coping tools, but she really doesn't have the coping tools she needs to really be alone, because she was so able to rely on everybody else to create her happiness. Oh, all of a sudden I feel this complete migraine, because she puts herself on extreme under pressure to be a certain way. She's pulling away from that a little bit, but at the same time, is she putting somebody else under pressure, which is you? Oh, that makes sense. Just think about that just for a moment. Does she use the words like any type of shame talking, or as form of a punishment, so that she's looking for a reaction that she knows she hurt you? That's her way of coping, because she watched it, from what I can see. She's got a lot of, wow. I hope she never hears this. She's got a lot of growing up to do when it comes to hearing the word no. I don't think she's heard the word no. Because somehow she'd always figure out a way to get it. Does that make sense? And the whole point of telling you this is because they're saying that you are reaching a point now where you have to step up, be more haughty, be more in charge, because I don't see you moving with her. I feel like you have to grow up and get out of the house first type thingy. Isn't that weird? Okay, it's like something I had done, but it's who? Her? Oh. They're saying a body code. What do you want? Other people's crap. So other people's crap is causing a feeling of depression? Where at? So the world's consciousness. So I would assume that has to do with the USA. That seems to be really scaring you at the moment. And it's causing you to think, well, why even bother having a future? And so you go into this dread state. Oh, leave my head alone. And there's a part of you that just, it's a refusal. What do you want her to do then? You need to get the world consciousness out of your head, for one. They say you go in there and you become invalidated. It's like, oh, wait, are you saying somebody else is saying that you're invalidating her opinion because she's stupid? Are you serious? And you believe them. I don't know who's doing that to you, but you got to stop believing them, because you're smart. You're intelligent. You're awesome. Okay? You're not anything that, but that's how they speak to you, because that's how they know you'll stay. So it's basically a way to take ownership. What the hell is that about? And that's why you're feeling deficient, because it's like you really can't do what you want. You can do just enough. And you got a strategy to survive it. Are you saying you don't really want to? Whoa, do we need to talk, young lady? Do we need to do a healing? Because they're not letting me see it fully. They just say that you have lack of control. I hope you understand what I'm saying, because I'm getting more pictures and clues in my head of just know I love you. You know, maybe we need a good talk or something, you know, just buddy up. All right, people. Thank you very much for honoring me. And what a wonderful gift. And I will put that rest of that money to as a present to me. How's that? Okay, that was nice. So I'm just going to double check to make sure nobody else has wanted a reading today. Okay. What about it? We still talking? Oh. Wow. Okay, so one of the things that's coming up is that some people are not becoming aware of the emotions that are going to be hitting the planet. I want to take that back. The emotion is to wake up. Your shit's going to come to the surface. And one of the things is you guys got to know when you're doing self-loathing. Because the one person back there said they were self-loathing so bad that it distracted them, and that's why they're dead. It's so important to become aware that you can get wrapped up in like into your phone, into reading, you cut out the world, that it can leave you in an exposed state where energies around you are going all over the place. And it can cause you to get hurt. And I know, and I understand a lot of people on the planet are getting ready to leave. I don't know exactly how. It could be individual or mass, but these are the people you have to understand. These are the people that don't want to go into the next frequency. Many reasons. Maybe you haven't finished your soul lesson. Maybe you haven't learned what you needed to do. You're not ready to go there. Maybe you're still in the involution state, even though this is the era of the evolution state. Some people can be ahead of their time. Some people can be behind in their time. Some people still have to hold the negative state. Or, do you understand what I'm saying? So people it's the reason why is because you are all aspects of me. And when I'm looking at you as a clue for me and versus being a reader, then I look at spirit will show me what motions, what behaviors, what attitudes, and that you're displaying that either I need to incorporate or resolve out or grow, take that next level of wisdom and hit enlightenment. I mean, we don't know, except for the fact is that you have to understand that if you have really, now this is one perspective, in one dimension, if you've really spiritually taken a leap, you would be zigging and they'll zag. Then that could mean that people could pass away because that part of your personality is not there anymore, or everybody will start to evolve and show their thinking differently, if you guys understand, okay? A lot of different little things can occur that you may not even be aware of. There's so many different layers to this, okay? Just let you know. All right, so since there is no paid readings and no one's going to call, then I will go ahead and just start the 1 minute free reads. Now, how do we do this? I want you to understand. You're going to put hashtag MWB4me space, and then you can put, like, you want to talk to a loved one. You can say a loved one or the person's name, health. So if I look at the hashtag space and then tell me what it is, don't make a big long sentence. You only get 1 minute, so they go so quick. They taught me how to read energy fields, then notice the chords that go back to the things where you lose power, where you lost your life force, and things like this, okay? So remember, hashtag, space, and then your thing. So that means, David says, what? You see the code up there? It's MWB4me, hashtag MWB4me, space, and then what it is. Yes, okay. And if you have nothing to say, just say yes, please. Very good. So we'll take Natasha. Oh, I got to fix this. Natasha. One of the things that you need to be guided to do is simply start believing in yourself. And as you're like, well, I am. Well, now as I look to see what is actually causing you to not get over that hurdle, they said that you have to notice the thought processing of contempt. So do you have contempt for anything, anyone, and you have to catch it. Part of your spiritual growth is that you have to catch it. Okay? Because this will stop you from having good relationships with coworkers, because that filter is not going to allow you to advance or to grow, because it just is sitting there, and you have to define that word, and then I would see how you use it in clever, unique ways you all do. Robin Schultz, hubby's health. A lot of pain. Is there a lot of pain going on? Because they're saying that he feels like agony, negativity, but he's stuck in the story of it, and it just keeps happening. He can't get out of the state, the emotional state that just shoves it and makes it that his body's consciousness is telling me is that I'm worthless. I'm worthless. His mind is like nowhere even close to even being helpful to his body. His life cord is getting very thin. And it's because he had given up. And he's like, part of him is thinking, when isn't it done yet? And then another part of him is dragging on. I'll just finish this. The reason he's dragging on is because deep down in one of the programs is he has some wounded pride that he hasn't addressed yet to release. He needs to release that. Miss Jensen, Amy. You're doing really good. You're looking for praise. You're looking for praise? Oh, so you are looking for praise. I'm sorry. Something just fell on me. But you seem to be noticing people are making you feel like shit. So that must mean you're beginning to be aware of words that people use. And the reason why I say that is because, okay, as you begin to notice how they do this, you've got to become aware of your reaction, whether it hurts, and then you feel like you need to go in. Or you can be proud of that, and you're like, oh, this is a twang, and it's how they're saying it, and I'm allowing that. I got to be done allowing that. I can't give them permission to do this to me anymore or talk to me that way. Natalie Harris. What's invading? Energies, people, something in your space. Electromagnetic frequencies. So have you noticed any like Wi-Fi interference? There's like you have interference from, is this a ley line? No, it's vortexes. Oh, a vortex. Oh, you have a vortex. You have a vortex in your bathroom. So like if you're standing in the bathroom, do you forget why you're there even though you're looking in the mirror? There's like this vortex of energy. And it's interesting because the vortex is sucking energy down. So every now and then you'll catch a draft, even though you're not sure how you can catch a draft. I mean, it's like you're intuitively more conscious of it than you are physically. But they said that your auto response to this vortex is, I wanted to say this is to do with your business, but they're saying that you have disdain, which affects your business. How is that? Do you have your business in your home? Because somehow it affects you, your thoughts and things, and then it somehow trickles down to affect your. I don't get that. I mean, if I had more time, I would, but that's not where I thought it was going. Tammy Turner. I don't know why. I just saw a bundt cake or some type of cake. What? Invading? You got invading too. Emotions, people, places, things, attitudes. You're so used to people's, how many? One person's attitude invading your space that you just have an automatic response now. And they said that's tolerance level is getting, or you're no longer getting tolerant. So it's a good thing, right? No, you're losing power to it. Oh, tell me more. No, they're just showing me that you made your bed. It's like a bed of roses, but you made your bed and now you have to lay in it. You do not have to. No, no, no. You do not have to. I think you're thinking that you have no choice. You get to have all the choices you want. Okay, you have all the choices you want. You don't let anybody tell you bullshit. Charlene Besolo, Robert. All right, think of Robert. Robert, are you here? Okay, do you have anybody here for Robert? I mean, anybody that can be a stand-in? What are you giving me? A note? Grab a card. Nope. Want those? Yes. Is that okay? Well, I don't feel Robert. I feel I got a sticky note that I'm supposed to grab some cards. Okay. Now I don't see him, but I feel like somebody has stepped up for him. What is he doing? He's recycling the moment. Wait, what? Does that mean that he may be coming back to Earth? Just, okay, so, okay, they will leave that soul imprint there, but if he's busy doing something, then he can recycle back, and apparently he's getting ready to recycle back. Did you say in the Seattle area? Interesting. Are you coming in as a boy again? You're gonna have a twin this time? I suppose I should turn the timer on, eh? Even the opinions you have about yourself are not necessarily true. Therefore, you don't need to take whatever you hear in your own mind personally. Release self-judgment. Okay? This is from Robert. He's like, stop it. Just stop it already. He says, you're like the pendulum of time. You go from one extreme to the other. And he says, eventually, hopefully you'll get to the do you just throw those? Oh, you guys got to be a little nicer. This pile. There's 4 here. How many you want? Whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going through this. Others are going to have their own opinion according to the belief system. So whatever you think about you is not about you, but it's all about them. And any of these, this one. By doing your best over and over, you can master the art of transformation. By doing your best. The habits of misusing your word, wow, taking things personally and making assumptions, you become weaker and less frequent with time. Is that it? No. Oh, you're lucky I'm nice. Love and nurture your body. Your own body is a manifestation of God, and if you honor your body, everything will change for you. Practice giving to every part of your body. This will plant seeds of love in your mind. And when they grow, you will love, honor, and respect your body immensely. You're paid for it then. You're validating yourself all the time because you're letting the external world control you. And you have to become aware when you're internal and external. Feel it. Internally, I can do this. Externally, I'm being motivated by this. And when you're externally motivated by this, you can't hear your spirit or Robert. Okay, I did it. Okay, Sophie. She's showing me the cat, the white one. What about it? Sophie can't be. She says, I wish I could grab. I can't grab. I don't know. She says, I reach out and she thinks that she's almost touched it and then it's not there. And it's very strange to her. It's very strange. She says, I wish Amy was my mommy. Oh, but now here I get it from somebody on the other side. You've known this soul. You've had this child in another lifetime. Wow. But it's you haven't recycled back and forth in the last couple soul cycles, but you made it together. Oh. Athena loves. Your gift of sight, foretelling. You have to get rid of the fear because you're not allowing yourself to see it. Like, for instance, if you wanted to use the gift of sight, one of the things physically you need to do is heal the eyes of how you have to interpret something as negative and the fear that you could be wrong. And so I would say do eye accessing, because literally your physical eyes are stopping you from using your intuition third eye. And they're saying that you have to remove the habitual fear. They keep saying habitual fear. So if you were to do the eye accessing, which you can find, I didn't put it up there, but it's on my website, cover one eye at a time and just look at the fear and then just allow yourself to switch eyes, talk yourself into letting it go. As you switch eyes, you get a number, put it on the scale from 0 to 10, and then switch it, because you'll be surprised how much. Yes. Tilly, we're going to have you. Yes, you want help. I'm not sure why, but they show me like you're having menstrual issues or something, because you're like sitting there with your legs up to your knees. And then I went to say menstrual, and they said, yes, but she's really got nothing wrong with her, because this is an emotional component that your body is manifesting, whether you have pain. So if I ask you what is the emotional component, and that is, you don't sometimes think you matter, but you have somebody in your life that really feels that, but you're taking that on as your own. And therefore you get anxiety, but it happens to be down into the ovaries, uterus, your ovaries. And it is living with the paradigm that I don't matter. Does this make any sense? Are you going through menopause? No, not yet. What I'm picking up is you have somebody's stuff stuck in there. Get it out, tap it out. Because, I wish Lisa was on. She'd tell you she was in pain all week, and all it was is because she was picking up somebody's emotions. Athena loves, your gift is a spiritual aspect. Oh, well, at least Pilly, that's true. Okay, so I would say go to my, I didn't write it down, but it's medicinewoman4u.weebly.com, and look under healing tools. Pilly, for you, look under Celtic Weave, Connecting Heaven and Earth, and Hook Up. And for Athena Loves, look under sensory accessing to heal the physical so that you can work with your spiritual. Aranda. Would you have a lot of French fries? Ketchup? Because, man, that tastes good. It smells good. You're rethinking about the compatibility of really. Oh, wow! Because you're happy as hell, though. Look at her. You're excited. You're excited about spirituality. That's good. But you're coming to the state of having to figure out if your compatibility with somebody? No, with yourself. What about that compatibility with a particular? Oh, so you're waking up to find out whether you're relevant or not relevant. Is that the case? Because I think you're beginning to understand that word. You're beginning to look at that word on a deeper level. And I think you're finally realizing that you can put a boundary up. And, well, my head just spun. So it's like, I don't know if I can do this. So again, okay, if you feel like you have to leave people, then leave them. But if you feel like you can't leave somebody, but you know you need to leave them, heal it. Because if you leave and you don't heal the reason that you're with this person, then you're going to take that issue and it's going to show up in the next person. It can be worse than the first. Does this make any sense? So you really need to see how you do something. Because if you were to look at the person that you're with, that you know you're not supposed to be with right now, because it just, I can guarantee you, you look at the personality, the attributes, the signature of who they are, you're going to see them already in your childhood. You're going to be able to recognize that. And you're just going to keep repeating those patterns to have these people show up until you learn to detach, take your power back, learn to stand up, to have a voice and say, you can't speak to me that way, or I just don't believe in that anymore, or, but you have some growth that you need to do. So heal it instead of taking it with you, because you can have worse than the first. You don't want that. Oh, hi, Sarah. Yes, Sarah, I don't know if you're still here or not, but your necklace you gave me turned into a pendulum. See, it wanted to be mated with this angel, because it looks like they fit really well. Turning there. Oh, it's not working. But anyway, it wanted to be a penji. I can always take it off, put it on as a necklace anyway. But and then the second penji here. See. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know. Philippa Dempsey. Life's purpose. I feel like you're not even having a relationship with your life purpose. And there's a part of you that's like, well, I'm not sure what my life purpose is. Okay, so to find your life purpose, I always will tell you that you need to find what's important to you. Okay, this is your value system. Your value system is the container that will motivate you. If you have that internal locus of control and understand your value system, then you will start doing what's important to you for that. That's important to you to get that. You will all of a sudden get excited. You get ideas, and then you're going to go after it. But if you let the external locus of control tell you that you have all these fears and all this and that, you're not going to hear and comprehend and be with your life purpose. So when you have to look, you need to put the control inside of you. You need to allow yourself to get to that next stage so that you can allow that to happen. The biggest thing that's stopping you from having your life purpose is that the external told you that you're helpless, and that a woman's supposed to be helpless, or any type of paradigm, that you have to be helpless. These are old bullshit stories that need to be addressed and healed out, because when you put inner locus control, you go inward, then you're going to be able to connect with that purpose and that love, and then you're going to not feel helpless because Spirit is going to have your back. That reminds me, people. So if you ever hear Coldplay and the song Yellow, my sweet person that I know, listen, I hear the song all this time. Now, this person will say, hey, I can't do my life purpose. And then they'll say, and I really don't feel like I got any gifts, and not trusting myself into moving forward. And so then all of a sudden it's like, can you tell me why? I don't even know who Coldplay is, but can you tell me why the song Yellow is following me everywhere I go? And so I listened to it and I said, it's such a beautiful story because the universe has your back. It'll even go the extra mile to have your back. Well, that's not what I saw. I saw it was sad at the end. I says, no. Re-listen to the words and hear how you glow. And if you ever have scared or you're discouraged, then the universe will have your back even further to give you that strength to do what you need to do. The universe told her over and over, we're here. The universe has got your back. We're responding to you. We're ready to respond to you really strong and to take that leaps and bounds. How many years does what take, David? Because if you start healing the emotions that control the thoughts, instead of you believing every thought you have, but you control the emotions, you understand the emotions, you take control of the emotions, then you're going to be able to start noticing when you are displacing your emotions and using misplaced loyalty to the wrong people and the places and the things. You get your power back. Spiritual growth, that's why I love to teach it, is that it's about waking up and becoming aware and saying no more, and then healing those emotional shits so that you can become stronger. Bridget Nash. Whoa. Time will tell. I got a halo on my head. You always have to be innocent and kind and sweet. But I'm going to tell you that sometimes you need that black sheep negativity, that strength, need to be a bitch. Fine. Own that energy that tells you that it's about holding your power. It's about using your voice. It's about having security and safety and having self-esteem. It doesn't have to go to that extreme where it's about, I got to be the bitch. I got to do this. I got to do that. No, you don't have to go to that extreme. Own what the wisdom of the lesson is when you take them to the two extremes. It's very simple. You begin to have that inner strength. Where did I even go with that? Wow, did they come in and did I even give a reading? I'm not sure where I was. I'm coming back. Hold on. That was strong, I think, what they just said. I'm confused now. What the hell? Very confused all of a sudden. All right. She, M, for M, Kimberly. She likes looking at all of the lights and the fairies. She's beginning to see the difference before you start getting full, massive vision. It is enjoying the sparklies and things, and you'd think it was just the eyesight developing, but no, it is listening to. Now you have some fairies that are hanging out around you. I don't know if you have a specific stones in your house that's causing it, or if you have, I'm smelling flowers or it's some type of sense, but they're there, and she's fully aware that they're there. Now it likes to scare the one cat, maybe Kitty. I don't know. It likes to scare. They like to play with the one cat, especially when it's, I don't know if you have a corridor or whatever, but all of a sudden you hear nails and then it goes running. Like it says boo. I don't know. That's funny. To come back. How long does it take to come back? Somehow reason, David, I'm not understanding what that means. How long does it take to come back? Come back from where? There's so many areas I could go with that. Oh, to come back from the other side? Oh, there's no such thing as time. It has a lot to do with whether or not what soul contract thing that they finish writing. If they're going to be doing something that's very similar, then they've already have almost all their homework done, then they can come back very quickly. If they have decided that enough wisdom has been developed on this particular subject, then they will see their growth. And then, but if they can't evolve, then they have to look back and say what is linked to it. And then they may have to write a different avenue. But most of the stuff is already pretty much, laid out. And then you find other souls that are ready to go in about the same time. And then you decide, okay, so this is what we're going to do. So it sounds very complicated, but it's a very organized system from what I can hear. It's because it's all about consciousness and thinking and moving forward. What? So you have to remember, all of us were born once. All of us, all the souls were born once, or spirits were born once. Okay. The souls, all the recorders were created once. It's how many times do you is it an old soul? Is it a young soul? Is it a new soul? It's all these, how many times you recycled. So if you decided that you took an evolutionary step and you did it in a couple lifetimes, then you may not recycle back. You could advance, or you could wait for a particular era of time to come in, or you, depending on, do you need to do a way station? Do you need to, people think you just need to come back to planet Earth, which is not true. You can, if you understood the mass of it, then you can go to another planet. You can go and become an animal. You can become a plant. And it sounds strange, but your consciousness, you can take different avenues, different perspectives. But again, it's all happening at once. It's a spiral. So we measure time in a different way, very linear, even though when I'm looking at you, I could see all of your ages at once. And they are just as alive as you are, the one that's staring at me right now. That's why sometimes it's hard in the beginning for me to know when that person's dead or alive or what's going on. Now, age-wise, I can see that. That's not a big deal. But a lot of people will come to me and they're freaking alive. So it depends on what message they really, really want to say and to do. Okay, so thank you, Pilly. Yeah, so Bessie, just in the future, just let you know that Spirit, when Spirit sees it, you put my hashtag MWB for me, and then space, and then you type in what you want, whether it's health, loved one, and then their name, or spiritual path, or something like that, and then you get a 1-minute speed read. Okay. Okay, so why they just took my eyesight away? It's not far away. Oh, look over here. You guys are very funny. Okay. Well, that's a very good question. Oh, that's funny. They took my eyesight away for this. Oh, really? Give me back my eyesight. You let me read it a second ago. Wow, I cannot read it. Metapsychosis is pure truth. So why so many people unaware of in the West? Okay, that is such an interesting thing. I know I'm going to screw it up, but I'm going to do my best. You know about Lemuria and Atlantis. And one area was very intelligent, where one area did not. They were more spiritual. Okay. And then The war broke out because the spiritual people were seen as less than, and the Lantians were seen as intellectual. And the war then began to occur when the energy of Luciferian energy, which is the divide and conquer, the yang, not penis, okay, not males, don't look at men. It's the yang became in the stage of overpowering the yin, because we wanted to experience what uncooperation meant, which means what isn't love. Okay, so now time has moved forward. The West and East have switched. So you have now, you have more intellectual, where, like, for instance, more Lemurian people or whatever didn't have that intellectual. Now they're going through the intellectual and have forgotten I believe that's correct, and they've forgotten about the spiritual. And the spiritual aspect are learning to get more into the intellectual. So you understand, it is learning so we can come to balance. And so it is this domineering, it is waking up. Because remember, we did so much in involution. And now the evolution is we're coming up. Now, the truth is that it also depends on what level of consciousness. So since we are so many in a pyramid shape, if you understand, the closer we get to God, it's like instantaneous, it's energy, it's there. And the different layers, every time that we contemplated to do involution, time, it had expanded so greatly that when you got down and you look at the 7 chakras, you look at the root chakra, it is the farthest of time. So when you want to manifest, it takes forever to get anything. Okay, just to let you know. And so as we are waking up within that, and the different dimensions within that level of consciousness, then you're going to get more wisdom and more strength. And again, then when you evolve higher, you got to go through all of those dimensions again, and eventually more and more truth will come onto the planet. But at the same time, our reptilian part of our brain has all the knowledge that we've ever been, everywhere. And if you begin to tap into that, which you can, you'd be amazed at how fast you grow. And you're finding more and more people are learning to put the heart and the brain together, the thoughts, and they're learning how to do more instantaneous healings within the physical form. People are remembering more and more about what love is versus what isn't. And the more you become spiritually aware, you then begin to help soul groups move. And that's what I can tell you. So I will go here and then I'll come back over here. So Miss Dawn. Miss Dawn. What? They're saying that there's an issue with overtime hopelessness. And it could lead, overtime hopelessness can feel like a depression to some degree. But you have been happier these days. But this was an old pattern from when you were 34. It was like really at its worst. And it's kind of coming to the surface now. And what's happening is that you're supposed to develop past the fact is that you feel like you can't do something because it's hopeless. But you're beginning to be waking up and realizing that was that truth then. It's not your truth now. And so you're developing your Arrested Development. You're developing your ability to not have to believe that anymore. Because you're going to be talking and teaching your grandkids and things to look at life in a very different way. And that's a good thing. All right, so I'll just take Bessie Dominica's, whatever, Bessie. Oh, what? I see mirror on the wall, but then all of a sudden I see these spinning plates. So you have a lot on your plate. Yeah, you have a lot on your plate. You can't really see the mirror. it gets very foggy. It's like, so you need to do Wayne Cook posture. You got to get those brain from being unscrambled. And then some people will just wipe you out. You're more wood. And so then you're around people that are more fire. And so then they just kind of suck their energy out. And then all of a sudden you got nothing left except you're melting off the chair. You're like, I can't do this anymore. Wayne Cook posture, definitely, that will help balance you out. And there is people that expect you to be there for them, and it's getting tiring. Very, very tiring. Teresa Perkins says, is there a good way for people to practice their telepathy, clairs, or tapping? You know how you lift weights, get that muscle going? You practice it every day. And a lot of times people have issues, and that is you got to give your ego something to do. So if you were just taking and you're holding a book, sometimes it's just holding a book. Sometimes it's just taking and doodling. It doesn't mean anything when you're doodle. But if you were to just get lost in doing that, your ego would be busy. Your brainwave would drop just right. And then you would get into that bandwidth. And and then all of a sudden, like if you're clairsentencing or clair knowing, you're going to get that knowing. And if you're going to, pick out which of the clairs it is. And then you will allow yourself to practice that particular sensory. So if you're more auditory, then you're just going to allow yourself to hear words. But I'm going to tell you, start building a file system. What do I mean by file system? Doves can represent peace. Pictures can represent a story. It all depends on how you want it. Emotions can represent, like, this is how they taught me. And you go through and you build up a file system so that it's consistent. And when they talk to you, it'll be consistent. Now, telepathy, you have to let that brain waves drop. It's like I will get really telepathic with my husband when my brain waves, if I'm in my spirit space and I'm walking around doing a thing, I'll instantaneously just be hooked right in. Like today, I knew he needed something. I like, do you know what the remote? Here it is. And he's like, well, I was just thinking that, or it's like you kind of begin to anticipate people's needs. But if you don't do it on an ego sense, do it on a spiritual sense. And then all of a sudden you let that brainwave drop. It's like when you're watching TV and you're zoned out. I will get hungry and I realize it's not me, it's him. I says, you're hungry, aren't you? Yes. And when I'm working with people, their thought waves will pick up. And like, if you ever watch me do this, I will answer and it won't be a question on there because it's somebody's thought it. And so I just answered it for them so they don't have to sit there and think it so many times over that it drives me nuts. So I'll just answer it. But when you're watching the video, you're like, where did she go? She seemed like she just got distracted. I didn't get distracted. It was part of the conversation. And I heard what you said, and so I've answered. You can use tapping to disrupt any negative signals. If you feel like you're getting discouraged, you can tap out any of the negativity. I even heard you could tap in positivity. Now, I will tell you that you can roll in with your magnetic hands. You're putting joy in your body, okay? You literally can start putting energy of goodness in your body by rolling it in. That's what they call it, rolling it in. If you had rollers, you're rolling it in, okay? But you're electromagnetic. You can do it with your hand. Louise Mercer. Have you found your true calling? Yes, but it's very, on a scale from 0 to 10, it's a 1. It's like you know it, but you don't know it. You don't know how to approach it, but you do know how to approach it. I feel like it's not just being indecisive. It is I think you want perfection before you, and you're splitting hairs before you can do it. And that is, you just have to allow spirit to just roll it in. Because when you let it roll in, man, those ideas just flood the universe. You can just see it backing you. Everything, all the signs will start rolling and saying, do this, and how, they're all suggestions, but it'll just roll. So I feel in a way you have like a perfectionist part of you, and you don't need to know it. Just let it roll, and then you'll be taught it. And the best thing that spirit says is do this. You have to pretend like your cup's empty. You can't be knowing it all. In order for you to take that next step of learning, and spirit and universe wants you to know, you have to take away all of the knowledge you already had prior, learn it new, and then you incorporate it. Oh, thank you, Lauren. You're welcome. Wendy Reynolds. What about it? You have karma going on. They said you have a particular habit of just receiving positive. No, you receive negative stuff. And you give positive, but that's not balancing out the karma. You have to stop receiving the negative. Okay. And as far as balancing the karma, it's like you're in play with somebody that robs you of your energy, so you don't know how to get it back. Are you around a vampire? No. Narcissist? No. A needy person. Okay, so somebody came in your world and they're very needy. And what happens is that you're tired physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You're tired. And so they're asking you just to redirect and notice that you have to balance your karma somehow. You need to learn to receive love and compliments and joy, so that you can balance out the particular karma of all of the stuff that's negative that you take in. Does that make sense? It's a different way karma functions, but you need to do that. Let's see. Amy Lopez. Oh, Miss Lopez. I haven't seen you in a while. You kind of feel like you've been living where, there's like panic and feeling attacked. It's like you're watching and you're looking and you're like, stuck. And all of a sudden something came out of nowhere and just kind of hit me in the face. I don't know what that was, but it didn't feel pretty. But you have a strategy to survive, and it's all left brain. And they're saying you're not allowing spirit to really guide you into a process that you got. And the more left brain it is, the more it is controlled by an emotions of negativity, and having to make sure it is controlled. So I don't know what just happened to you, but you got to let more intuition and you got to let more spirit in, because because left brain can just go apeshit and make it more of a mountain than out of a molehill. It literally, bring your intuition into it. David. What say you? You have been in an ugly state lately. I just feel like you're getting lost. It's not just overtime hopelessness. I feel like there's an emptiness or a loss, and you don't feel you can reach your destiny anymore. And they says understand that it switched because there's a part of you that needs to get up and you got to switch out the players. No. There's something you're repeatedly doing that you're not needing to do anymore, but you can't stop doing it because it's addicting, and it's the right thing to do. Because it becomes the right thing to do, then you get lost, and then your abilities and gifts get to suffer, and then you get to live in disharmony, because you have to please others. So is people making you feel like you're responsible for their happiness? Okay, no, you got to stop doing that. People, it's an inside job. They have to be responsible for their own happiness. No, which way is this going? because your happiness is sucked out of you. You got to get that back. Angela Harris. Okay, think of your dad, please. Oh, a lovely girl, lovely girl, lovely girl. He's going back through memories of when you were a little girl. He says that he cherishes all of those, and you've grown to be a beauty. He says, now you're wearing the shoe on the other foot. You're beginning to see why the choices that I'd made, and now before you condemn them, now you are understanding them, or at least if it's not me, it's the mother. You're beginning to wake up as an adult. You're getting that wisdom of why somebody, we think our parents don't really have any problems, and they haven't. They do. They're just like us. I mean, no matter what. Don't throw the pearls before the swine. And share. Learn to share. What does she have to share? Herself. So she doesn't really show herself. Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, well, if he died, he's seeing him. Okay. I think maybe that's why he's telling you he's seeing it. There's something to do with everything they said. If you pay attention, you get to see why certain things were said and done. Thank you for the birthday wish. Chiefly 1963. What? Nope, nobody paid. Okay. Chiefly 1963. I'm seeing a train. I'm not sure why I'm seeing a train, but I'm seeing a train. Go on. What else besides the train? Do you like trains? Is that why this is so strong? Or you need to go on a trip? What do we do? You're not even going to give me nothing? Try again. I know somebody's got something. Through what? Through not being yourself. So you're not really being yourself around everyone? No, there's two people. And you're not even sure when you get around those people, you don't even know who you are. Oh, so do they suck out the oxygen out of the room? Yeah, there's a part of you that loses who you are when you're with two other people. Whoever those two other people are. And then it's like you'll leave there and you're like, what just happened? And in a minute can be 5 hours later. There's just, it's like a displacement of energy. It's really interesting. I hope you understand what that means, Angela. You guys are great. Yes, it's my birthday. I'm going to go and spend the rest of the evening with my hubby. And I'm thankful. I am very thankful that I am 52. I am grateful that I am 52. My growth has exponentially grown. Can you imagine? I grow every day, but wow, I am getting more out to doing my job. I feel more in alignment to helping people and going where I need to go. And I couldn't do it without you guys. So you guys are a wonderful gift for me. I get to learn my ability deeper. I get to communicate with more people, especially when you share in groups and things like this. And I don't know, I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part of your world and to let me be a part of just thank you. I know that the teacher part of me wants to get back into play, and soon I will have classes on live. Yeah, okay. Online and live. And then those that don't want to do that, we'll have classes so that you can go at your own pace, but it's about spiritually waking up, because there's so many people that don't understand what that is, how to do it. And it is quite simple. You just have to get the kind of the formula down about the emotions, and then you can go from there. So just to let you know. Thank you. Yes. I'm going to tell you, when you get into spirituality, you'll start to look younger and feel younger because your life force is coming back. Aw. So that's beautiful. Okay. Thank you very much. You'd like classes? Oh, I'd love to. See, and the thing is it's like, where do I have you begin? Because I can teach you how to use pendulums. I can teach you how to be a pendulum. I can teach you how to use your intuition. But a part of me knows that, yes, those are like beautiful things. I think you guys need to become a spiritual human. I think you need to become that authentic part of yourself without having to keep all of the ego that keeps you holding you back. It's a beautiful thing to do. I mean, I love teaching. I used to be called Empowerment Through Enlightenment, which you're probably still going to be, but I don't know. Okay, I get to read the messages, and thank you very much for sharing and liking and all this and that. I'm going to not give cards tonight. I'll probably do it tomorrow when it's not my birthday. So, yes. Wait. Are you over there as Chiefly? You got a couple things going on, don't you? David, you like to mess with me. I tell you. Okay. But thank you. Thank you for being on YouTube with me. Oh, you guys are going to learn your gifts because you already have them. You're just not aware of them. And that's the beauty of it. When you begin to become aware that how easy it is that you already have senses and you use them already, you just have to do that internal locus. Get switched on. You'd be amazed with yourself. Yes, Amy, you are. We got to do some more interviews and stuff to get people to eventually see it. But anyways, I love you all, and thank you so much for spending my birthday with me. Thank you, Jennifer, for the wonderful gift of money and paying for reading as well. And I appreciate and love all of you because you've honored me in such a beautiful way. And I've looked forward to this all day. All day I was being creative and everything else, but it's like, you know what? I can't wait to talk to my spiritual peeps, and we can take and fly together. All right. What do I always say? Stay blessed. Yes, in YouTube land, stay blessed.